trying a fresh summer fragrance for men that's very pleasant to wear and also very, very exclusive. Awesome for tuning in, guys. We're now going to look at the Parfums de Marly Sedley, a more recent release from the Parfums de Marly fragrance house. And as you may remember from my other videos, I first got a sample set of Parfums de Marly. Then I picked the Parfums de Marly Layton out of that sample set, and now I am was so confident in the Parfums de Marly house that I even went ahead and blind bought Parfums de Marly Sedley. And was it worth it, or do I regret it? All this is coming up in this review. And in part 3, I'm going to talk a little bit about you through the notes and what the perfumer selected. And very interestingly, they have one interesting Firmenich molecule in that fragrance that creates a very special and unique effect for the wearer. And that's also one thing why I like this fragrance. That's all coming up in this video. Awesome, you're here. Let's get started. Then I'm very happy to have a closer look at Parfums de Marly Sedley, which I think is a great morning scent when you get up in the morning for spring and summer. That's exactly what I have to think of. Getting up in the morning, wearing that fragrance, and maybe heading out to the diner and grabbing a bite and enjoying the nice effect that this fragrance brings you with the Bergamot and the Hivernal Neo molecule. And Parfums de Marly, to me, is just a very, very sexy fragrance brand. I think that's fair to say. They make very nice, posh, luxurious fragrances that are fun to wear. And that's why I like to review them occasionally on my channel. Very nicely made top here, also very heavy and sturdy. Here a few close-up shots. The batch codes, I think they are not in checkfresh.com with Parfums de Marly, but let me show you a close-up shot of the packaging so that you can check. That's how an original Parfums de Marly should look like. I bought this directly from Parfums de Marly. Terrific. Now let's look a little bit closer at Parfums de Marly Sedley. Very nice, fresh scent for spring and summer. And I sprayed something on a tester strip and I let it dry down. Very beautiful bottle and presentation. Could be a great addition for Parfums de Marly fans. And I always think they have created something very unique right here. So looking at the side card, this fragrance was created or was launched in 2019, and I believe initially was a US exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. It's an eau de parfum, but it's a very fresh eau de parfum. The perfumer is Olivier Cresp, and to my knowledge, they wanted to create a duality effect of the warm and the cold. And I think it's very fresh, slightly watery, with a hint of sweetness that may come out more during, let's say you have a very hot summer day, and maybe this sweetness, very slight sweetness from the base may come out a little bit more, but it's not sweet, it's a predominantly fresh scent. So this is really very interesting. I enjoy wearing this a lot, and I would put this even in the same genre as let's say the Creed Aventus Cologne. This could be a direct competitor. And for example, if you enjoy Creed Aventus Cologne, then the Parfums de Marly Sedley could be a great addition because it smells totally different, but it's this light, airy freshness. But this is probably a little bit more leaning towards the watery. And I told you about the Hivernal Neo. Let's look at the side card. So this uses Bergamot, Spearmint, and a watery accord. And I think when you hear a watery accord, maybe you think of the classical aquatic scents that, for example, use the Cologne or something. But this is like a different watery freshness because they're simply using a different molecule. As you can see here, the Hivernal Neo. And Geranium, Lavender, Sandalwood, and Vulcain incense. So I really have to say, jumping to the conclusion right now, this is very interesting. This seems to be really a trend with a lot of fragrance companies. The fragrance companies, they turn into these molecule hunters. They look for a new trendy molecule that they can add to their fragrances that creates like a special pronounced effect. So, you know, for example, a little bit fragrance history right here. You have the classical Aqua di Giol that was using the Cologne, and that was very popular. And then they updated it recently, and then the blue Aqua di Giol that uses the Aqua Zone. And so, I mean, there are a lot of companies. So you have Givaudan molecules, Firmenich molecules, and that's really interesting. The perfumer has like a growing toolbox, and I also feel they fine-tuned that fragrance very nicely, because I watched the interview with the perfumer once, and the perfumer said that they were using the Bergamot to give it Bergamot, very popular ingredient, but it wasn't working the way they wanted it to do. And then they took the Bergamot and they sliced off, I think, the top fraction. They used the top fraction of the Bergamot, and very, very nice. But for whom could that be nice? If you have never owned a niche fragrance that is specific, that works great for spring and summer. That's a light, fresh, niche fragrance for spring and summer. That could be a great option. If you already own, for example, the Creed Aventus, I could imagine this is like the similar genre people like this. Or if you're a die-hard Parfums de Marly fan, and you already have Leighton and Calan, you have lots of these rich, maybe oriental, a little bit sweeter fragrances that are a little bit louder and stand out. This is a little bit more this is a laid-back fragrance, guys. You can enjoy the day. It puts you in that cozy, smooth mood. It's not as loud, but you will still be noticed. You could argue about the longevity for an eau de parfum. Some people, they expect beast mode performance, but guys, this is a fresh, light fragrance. So you don't have a ton of these super rich, dense molecules that you have like with sweet oriental fragrances. Overall, I really enjoy Parfums de Marly Sedley. I love it very much. That's why I got it in the first place, and I wanted to share my experience with you. You have learned about the top fraction of the Bergamot, the Hivernal Neo, and that's a very nice, fresh fragrance for spring and summer. Awesome, guys. Let me quickly show you my channel page. You can see there are different playlists, and you can even compare other fragrances if you want to in the appropriate playlist. Everything nicely organized. I continuously upload new content for you guys. That's why my channel keeps on growing nicely. Awesome for tuning in. I see you in the next video. Take care. Nicely done, guys. And if you are into fresh, sporty fragrances that have this retro characteristic, then maybe also look at the Ralph Lauren Polo Sport, one of the first fragrances I ever bought. Actually, the first fragrances I ever bought long time ago. And you can find this and many other fragrances on my channel page, sorted by useful playlists. A lot of people have already subscribed. If you want, you can subscribe right now as well. And yeah, I see you in the next video, and have fun.